Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Ready.
great. Ready as she'll ever be.
Mm. Hmm.
Okay. All right,
Oops.
here we go.
Wait, hold on. I pushed it by accident. All right.
Oh, no problem.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. One, two, three, click. One, two, three, clap,
Clap. One, two, three, clap.
clap.
You're listening to the Two Gomers podcast, a show about two regular guys in their 40s embracing midlife, chasing healthy aging, and inviting a nation along for the run. This is episode 425, our second one word special for January 17th, 2025.
Welcome everybody to episode 425 of the Two Gomers podcast. This is Anthony speaking, one of those two aforementioned Gomers, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, with my friend Steven, all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Hey, dude.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. I mean, we've got one episode under our belts now. We just
Yep,
recorded your one word. People have heard that already.
yep.
I gave a teaser in that episode that I think our one words are going to align closer than they ever have before when we've done
Wow.
this.
Yep, I'm excited to hear what that is, how that could be.
Yeah. I mean, there are words in my notes that you already said, so I just won't have to say them. Scripture that you used in your one word that you already said, I don't have to use it.
Well, you can say it again. I mean, it's been a week.
That's true. Let me take care of some business. Is that all right? I
Oh,
need to say
sure.
thank you to some mystery person.
Mm,
So we have our Gomer Christmas party. People give gifts. Sometimes gifts come in later.
yep.
And so yesterday, on New Year's Day itself, if you can believe that,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what's this UPS guy doing delivering to me on New Year's Day? I felt so bad for him.
Oh man.
Probably up partying the night before, reveling, kissing girls. He has to deliver something to me. But I got this. I got the ornithopter,
Wow,
the
look at
Dune
that.
Lego ornithopter.
That looks incredible.
I did not buy this. Jessica did not buy this for me. In fact, she said more Legos when it came. So I knew she did not get it for me. Neither of the boys did. No one is claiming that they did.
We
And so
didn't.
I know I asked you right away because we talked about it on the
Right?
Phantom Menace episode, but then I remembered it hasn't been released yet as of this
Yeah,
recording.
totally. I was like, I asked you, did you put that on YouTube already? You're like, nope.
No. Somebody and I'm 99% sure it's a member of the Gomer Nation because I posted it's a Gomertron. They know our address.
Right.
Um so I'm sure it's somebody who knows my Dune obsession. I did talk about how Dune 2 is my favorite movie
Yep.
on
Right.
the Gomer's favorite things episode. So I wonder. So this is a general thank you to the Ether,
Mm.
to the Gomer Nation, probably a Gomertron. Thank you for getting me this incredible Lego set that I'm going to put together in the next couple days.
What if nobody claims it? Like what if that just the algorithm manifests itself
Oh,
in
you mean
physical form?
AI got it for me? Chat
Yep.
GPT bought this thing for me.
Yeah.
I listen, I get the anonymous thing. We raise money, right? People do it all the time. They give anonymously. I'll take it. I mean, I will take this ornithopter. I will put it together and I will have a blast. I also would love to know who gave it to us so that
For
I
sure.
can say thank you because I love saying thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, whoever that was.
Wherever it was. Thank you so much. Um, okay, other business that I just want to we've gotten some amazing emails since we announced that we are going on a hiatus
Yep.
and that I'm going on sabbatical in particular that will of course come back up in this episode. Um, we just want to remind people this is our final app before our hiatus.
Yep.
It's going to be through, what did we say? Through May?
Yep. Did we talked about maybe we'll start recording in May?
Right. Or maybe, yeah, that's right. And so it feels like a while. Um, But I just want to say thank you to people who have emailed us in particular and said they're not going anywhere.
So
Gomertrons
cool. Yeah.
that are saying we're not going anywhere. So we just recorded your episode, then we took a break in the middle. Usually what that
Mhm.
means is you have to go get your other La Croix.
My second Bev, which is ice cold and sitting here, and I can't wait to open it. Oh my gosh.
Woo! So we'll get to it quick, but I went. Usually we also take a little bathroom break, right? So I'm a sit down peer. I don't know if you do that.
TMI, bro.
It's because I've said that this has been my year of stating this hot take. There are two kinds
I
of
thought
men.
I thought you were gonna say this was your year of standing or something.
No, no.
No, this.
I've said this hot take to a lot of people, and I get varying degrees of agreement with me. I think there are two kinds of men.
Mm-hmm.
One kind of man, no matter where or who is outside of the door of the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
they are peeing as hard as they can into the center of the water.
As loud as possible, like Tom Hanks on League of Their Own.
Or on Tom Hanks on Green Mile. Remember when he
Oh
gets peeled
yeah.
and he's peeing
Yup.
as hard as he can? There's a lot of Tom Hanks peeing.
Yeah. Huh. He
Anyways,
isn't big, right?
does he pee in big? He
Think
looks
so.
down into his underwear in
Oh,
big.
that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, you know what I mean though? Like we're all out here.
Yep.
Is this some sort of like statement you're making, right?
Uh-huh.
That you
Yep.
have, oh great, you can pee really loud. I think I think mostly it's lack of self-awareness, in my opinion. Then
Okay.
there are men like me who care about other people
Okay.
and pee quietly. You hit the rim or you sit.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just a sitter in general.
Sure.
So you know what you do when you sit? You check your email. So we got an email. Sorry, Amy, about this. Amy Brandt emailed us, and I was reading it while I was sit peeing. And it really moved me. And so I wanted to say thank you for her. And it kind of it really encapsulates what I want people to feel about this hiatus.
Mm.
So she started by saying, Happy New Year. She's been a member of the Gomer Nation from the start. A happy Gomertron. I wanted to send a thank you note to let you know how happy I am that you are allowing us Gomertrons to continue to support you as you step away briefly from recording. Then she says this: supporting your days of rest is as meaningful to me as supporting your days of work.
Mm.
Without rest and restoration, you won't be able to provide us with the amazing content we all love. I wish you and your families the best during this time. Now, she continues with a whole bunch of amazing things. I'm going to come back to another email that we got a couple days ago that I'm also going to be talking about. But we want people to know we're not abandoning anyone. The rest is purposeful, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hiatus, there's a reason for it. And we are going to come back rested. And we invite you to stick with us.
Mm. I mean, emailed us literally while we were recording our final episode, and if it were not for that
Mm-hmm.
much needed rest in between episodes,
Where I was sitting peeing.
where we're, I'm also curious: are people offended by that sound? You just said,
I
like,
am.
really? Okay.
When I am with a group and there's a door between us and the toilet and some guy is in there peeing really hard into the center of the water,
Yeah.
I'm like, get over yourself.
Wow. Okay. 'Cause
And
I'm
also
honestly,
think
I'm
about
impressed.
other people.
I'm usually impressed. I'm like, dang, dude.
Oh,
I
I see.
am
You're
that guy that's
impressed.
like, nice.
All right. Well, maybe I need to change my thinking. What I think is think about somebody besides yourself.
Sure.
It's gross to hear somebody peeing. And I will confess that my mind goes to, are you bragging about something right now? That you have some sort of flow that others don't. And you
Dude,
want us to recognize it. I think way more likely is that person just isn't thinking.
okay, yeah, it's way more like that. It's not likely that they're in there like, check this out.
For me, I'm putting that fan on full blast, sometimes putting the water on, carefully sitting and kind of squeaking it out.
This is amazing, dude. I also want to ask you, dude,
Yeah,
once and for all, do you like the toilet paper over or under?
100% over.
So, dude,
I
hot
know you
take.
Yeah, you said
I
this
we
last year. You've converted.
Yep, I like the
Under?
under. I
Wow, you
love
like
the
how it
under.
looks, right? You like how it
Love it.
like lays against the wall.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. I can't tear it well with one hand.
Sure, yeah, I've gotten good at that.
Wow, that's very impressive to me. I mean, next thing you're gonna do is pee really loudly right next to me to
I mean, next time I'm
show
with
me
you
how
for
your flow
sure, dude.
is.
I'm gonna like drink 3 LaCroix and wait until you're as close as possible.
I am alone in my house right now, and I sat to pee. That's how ingrained this is in me.
That's so amazing.
Um, okay, you started your last episode with a little bit of looking back, some Gomer's favorite things you'd forgotten.
Some sayings.
Right. Oh, some sayings. That's right. There was one I forgot, which was I've been running with a running vest in the winter.
Oh,
Completely changed my running.
oh, that's awesome.
Keeps my arms cool, but
Yep,
keeps my core warm.
that's awesome. So like, what
Running
kind?
vest.
Okay, does it have pockets you can put your phone and stuff?
That's the other benefit. So
Mm,
many more pockets.
that rules. I like it.
Um, but I thought I'd look ahead. I mentioned in Gomer's favorite things that I did not love 2024 movie wise.
Oh, right.
I did like A Complete Unknown.
You liked it.
I loved it.
Okay, good. Me too. I thought Timothy Chalamet is a friggin' genius, and I cannot believe he recorded that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I've always been more of a Joan Baez fan than Bobby. I love it when they
hmm
call him Bobby in that movie.
The luscious Bobby Dylan.
um, so when they sang together, I mean,
Mm,
everything was. I thought the movie was amazing from start to finish,
yep.
and that they focused on her. I loved. Here's another hot take. I'll just start the year with another hot take.
hmm
I prefer Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan to Bob
Dang.
Dylan.
Wow.
He took the edge off of what annoys me about Bob Dylan's voice.
Yep. We've talked about this many times before, you
Yeah,
and I.
I've never been able to get into him. I know he's so important to the musical
hmm
cultural history of all music,
Yep.
especially folk and rock. I get his importance. I like a lot of his songs. I don't like his voice.
Mm, yep.
So Chalamet does this impression that
Yep.
softens the things that I don't like about his voice.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy to think about, dude.
Yeah. And so I know that it's like, I'm not saying, oh, I wish Bob Dylan was just could get a hold of himself and sing more like Timothy Chalamet. All I'm saying is that I liked this movie way more than I thought I would because he softened some of the things that I don't like about Dylan's voice.
Mm. I
It
also
wasn't
think,
always like this, all
uh,
constantly like that, right?
yeah. So I love it. I like that, and I love that, or love it. The one thing that actually bugs me, not voice, but is we've talked about that the harmonica sometimes the balance is too loud,
Yeah, that's true.
and the way it's recorded sometimes is a little shrill
Got it.
and bothers me in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Just the balance of the voice to the harmonica, and I love the harmonica playing. I love all the stuff,
Yeah.
but that's the one thing that is sometimes hard as background music or in the car even.
Yeah, I don't usually even like the harmonica,
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what, I loved it in this movie.
I know it was
It was
so
amazing.
stinking good. I mean, it had the thing where just like in the We Will Rock You movie,
Right, the Queen movie.
yep, where it's
Yeah.
like no, like there's stuff like that where they have to jam 30 songs into a movie, and it's
Right.
like I don't think sometimes like that's the exact moment where you wrote that song or how
Yeah.
that came to be. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot of that is poetic license and artistic license.
Yeah.
So like sometimes that stuff took me 1% out, but I was loving it so much that it didn't really. But that's
Right.
what I was. It's like if you saw Beethoven and he was sitting around and then he was like da 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 da. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Da 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 da. Oh yeah, and then like goes into his room and is like da 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 da
Yeah,
da da
it's a
da.
solo situation, right? Like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
that's why he has that gun.
right, right,
That's why the yellow brick road is yellow because they had a button that pushed
right,
it. We just happened to witness all that in one scene.
right.
Um,
So
yeah, but
yeah,
I love that it was a chunk of his life. It wasn't like he was born on this day and then now he's almost dead, right? And here's his whole life.
yes,
They
dude,
they chose
totally.
a really cool part of his life.
Yep,
Um, I think that so this movie felt different than the Elvis movie because the Elvis movie was like also had like fantasy elements, I thought, because it was Baz Luhrmann. Like it was so
right.
stylized, which I
Yep.
loved. Speaking of Tom Hanks, does he pee in that movie?
Oh,
I'm not
probably.
sure, but he would, wouldn't he, in that movie
Yep.
pee? If
Yep.
that's a role he would pee in.
For sure.
Um, where it's kind of like that was almost like a trip, that movie. This movie felt a lot more grounded, and I liked it a lot.
Yep. We've talked about that with biopics that they're
Hmm.
more fun often when it's just a slice of it,
We talked about
not
that
the.
when we did Selma, remember? Where it was like
Yep.
this part of Martin Luther King's life was so much more interesting than giving us birth to death.
Yep. And you don't have to get all the prosthetics and the aging and the
Right.
Robert Zemeckis stuff, or like,
Definitely. Thank you.
Mom, is that you?
Thank you,
Uh,
God, that he's not dressed up as a woman to play his mom at any point
right.
in this
Yeah,
movie, and
I
there's
know.
no CGIing.
Bobby Dylan, mommy walks in.
Now the
Um,
makeup, like the way they widened Edward Norton's nose to look like Pete
Jeez.
Seeger.
So
Holy
I
cow.
leaned out. So I went to this with the Chad.
Okay, right.
First time we've gone to a movie in years. And
Yep.
oh my gosh, talk about Revertigo. We had the most fun time. And
Mm,
like, I was like, I have clearly known this guy since third grade.
mm. You
Like,
mean Chad, not Bob Dylan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. The Chad.
Right.
Like, I mean, we laughed loudly at all the trailers.
Probably at the same time.
Same time. I mean, that's what I love about our friendships,
Yeah.
dude. Like that we've
Yep.
had for so long is it's like, I don't know, we just had a blast. Like, here, can I take your popcorn? Oh yeah, let's share a soda. Like, like who
Yeah,
cares?
how
It's
cute.
like something you would never do with almost any other man. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Not us though. We have a lot of men we would do these things.
No, yeah, but like, do
Yeah,
you
I
and
know what you mean.
Kaz,
It's a new
if
level.
you and
Yep.
Kaz go to the movies, is it that close?
I
Oh,
don't know
maybe
if
it
it's
is.
that intimate. You're right. Yep. It wouldn't be as intimate as when you and I went to see Tron Legacy. And
With
we're probably eating out of the same popcorn bin, touching fingers.
totally. Here, one other note.
Yeah.
Yes, is so I leaned over to the chat and I was like,
Mhm.
"Wait, is that Edward Norton?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Bro, yeah."
Hmm.
And we were like high-fiving each other like,
I mean, he
"What
sounded
the
so good. His
heck?"
voice sounded so good. He looked so awesome. And he was like, I loved him.
Dude, side saddling that banjo
Mm,
and
yeah.
being the
I got
middle-aged,
goosebumps. I got goosebumps where it went with how he wore his banjo.
yep, and being the middle-aged man that I want to be. Like,
Yep.
I'm not kidding, dude. I love my buddy Brendan.
Hmm.
I was thinking about, of course, I got to think about myself, but like, who doesn't want to be Bob Dylan in that movie? But I was like, I'm Pete Seeger in that movie.
What a
Like,
revelation that
yeah,
that movie did that. I
mm,
agree. Yep.
like somebody that is not threatened by the next generation and gives their life away. Wow.
I mean, the best scenes of the movie were the Pete Seeger scenes where they
Yep.
first meet, and then that other one where he comes in and he plays with that jazz musician on his TV
Oh,
show. I mean, best scenes of the movie.
yeah.
All right, who knew we were going to do a complete
Whew.
unknown review? But there you go. To finish the sentence that I started before we did that, I didn't love 2024. I am looking forward to the movies of 2025. So can I list the
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah. Let's do it.
This is an insane list of movies coming out in 2025. We are
Sweet.
past pandemic, we are past writer's strike, and we are
Yep.
fully into 2025.
Yep.
And here they are. I'm looking so forward and so hard to the Marvel movies that are coming out this year. Captain America,
Yep.
Thunderbolts, with a star behind it, which nobody understands what that means yet.
What even is that?
Yep. And they make a point of it in the trailer. It goes ding. when they put the
Mm-hmm.
star behind the title. I cannot wait to find out what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey 17, the new Bong Joon-ho movie with Robert Pattinson.
Pause there for 1 second.
Yes,
I cannot wait for that. I think it looks
it looks so
freaking
good.
unbelievable. The trailer with the music,
Yep. How
genius.
lucky can one guy be? I think that's the song that's
Oh
playing
my.
over it.
Da 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 da
Yep,
da
that's it.
da.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it's a Sinatra song, isn't it? Yeah. And this is Bong Joon-ho's first movie since Parasite,
yep.
and it looks insane to me. I
Yeah,
cannot wait.
yeah. By the way, I talked to G Lee about it,
Okay.
so I'm hoping to go with her,
Oh, nice. I love it.
and then maybe we
From
can give a
from our
little
Parasite
review.
episode on Perfect
Yep.
Movie.
Yep.
Yep. Sinners is uh, 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 uh Coogan's new movie, right? The
Oh yeah.
Black Panther and Michael B. Jordan's in it. It's a horror movie. I cannot wait for that. These are all movies that are coming out on my sabbatical, by the way.
Oh my. Oh.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I wish they had the theme in the trailer, but otherwise that trailer was incredible because it was like a remember this? Remember when
Yeah.
he's hanging from that thing in the first movie? What a
I,
trailer.
I'm thinking about because Isla's not quite ready for this, but doing a full watch with Lily and then going to this together.
Okay, amazing. I love that. Um Karate Kid Legends, I'm looking forward to more than I thought I would be. This is the combination of Daniel San and Jackie Chan from the reboot.
Oh
These
yeah.
universes coming together.
Mm.
I saw the trailer. Looks amazing, I think. 28 Years Later is coming out this year.
What is that?
That's
Shoot,
There
I
was
should have
28
watched.
Days Later, zombie movie. From
Oh,
when
okay.
Then there was 28 Weeks, and now we are at 20 years later. They have a sequel called 28 Years Later,
Got it.
and looks great. All those movies are coming out during my sabbatical.
Oh, wow,
Then I
I
come
got
back
goosebumps.
from sabbatical. 2 days later, the Jurassic World, the
Mm,
new Jurassic World comes out. Gareth Edwards directed. That's Rogue One.
mm-hmm.
David Kep
Cap, I
written.
think.
He wrote Jurassic Park.
Mm.
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
finally a good one again.
you gotta hope.
Okay.
That's just who I am, people.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta hope. Whenever a Jurassic something comes out, I gotta hope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll leave this next one for last because it's the one I'm looking forward to most. Fantastic Four is another Marvel movie. I can't wait for that to come out. I think it takes place in the 70s. Yes, please. Downton Abbey 3.
No Granny Wendy, dude.
She died in the last one, so that's okay.
Oh,
Spoiler alert. And
spoiler
in
alert.
real life.
Yep, both.
I mean, she was like, well, I guess she wasn't that old because she was whatever 30 when she was in Hook.
Right.
56, I think she was in Hook.
Right, right.
Um, Tron Ares comes out in November.
Yay, that's an Isla pick.
Yes. Predator,
1000%.
the new Predator comes out. I think theatrical release. The last one was Hulu exclusive. Forget that crap. Put Predator back on the big screen.
Okay.
Um, Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Oh, baby.
Some artworks coming out on that. I can't help it, everyone. I love James Cameron.
I can't wait for that one. That's gonna motivate us to watch two because I saw two in the theaters.
Yep.
Had a blast,
Mm-hmm.
cried, and the girls really want to watch two. We just haven't gotten around to it, so that'll get us to two, and then so we can go to three.
Yep. And then of course, my exiting out of sabbatical movie is July 11th, Superman.
Mm. Oh man.
So I had my doubts when James Gunn took this over,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, the guy from Guardians, I love Guardians. What's he gonna do with the DC universe?
Mm-hmm.
And I am jumping out of my skin, excited after seeing the trailer for Superman. When Crypto comes up, that dog,
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what this movie is going to feel like, and I cannot wait.
Man, dude. It looks really, really cool. Hearing the theme in there.
Even though the music kind of sucked in that trailer. You see
Yeah,
the
but
theme, but like that electric guitar. That was my least favorite part about the trailer. Yeah.
That's
But
Wonder Woman.
everything else about that trailer, he looks great. It does not look like any Superman movie I've ever seen in my life
Nope. A
in a good way.
live, bleeding Superman.
It appears to be in color, so that's different than the last Superman movies that have come out.
in widescreen as opposed to 4:3.
Right, yeah, exactly. It looks like a movie should look.
Right. Hey, I
His
got an
suit
idea.
has red and blue in it. Great
Yeah,
job.
I got an idea. Let's make that movie 4:3.
Oh, cool.
What?
Oh,
Snyder cut.
and also grayer.
Right.
More grays. All right. So that's my looking forward to 2025 even before I get to my one word.
Okay, bro. Dude, can I just say I rewatched Batman v Superman?
Mhm.
It's grown on me, dude.
I see.
I don't know why.
I am curious to go back and watch those before this new one comes out.
Sure. I mean, no, it's not patina. I don't know if it's just that was the one of the worst dumb movie experiences I ever had, and then I watched it again and I was like, actually I kind of like this. Dang it, sorry.
Can I just tell you I'm not surprised at all.
Okay. I
I
remember sitting
do
next to my
like
mom
Ben
and
Affleck as Batman. I really do.
yep, my legacy.
My legacy, Martha. All right, let's head over to my 2025 one word.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. Sorry, I thought we were going to go to another section.
Oh, I forgot.
No problem. So, am I going now?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, how's it going over there? Just for the taste of it? Diet Coke.
Oh man, that's what I was drinking last year. It's like the holiday leftovers. Oh, I love that.
This is it. I found this in my garage. I only had one cool La Croix.
Yeah.
So I shock a Coke through this one in the
Wow.
just in the
freezer.
fridge.
Okay.
We used to shock a Coke in the freezer.
I need to amend my statement. I don't love Diet Coke. I just like the theme song.
Theme song, one of the best songs ever. Your
Yep.
favorite song, your favorite food is mayonnaise. Your favorite restaurant is McDonald's.
These are all if somebody put me up to a lie detector.
Right.
Hooked me up to a lie detector and said, "What what is your favorite food?" I would have to say mayonnaise, or else I would fail. And if someone said, "What's your favorite song?" I would have to say the original Diet Coke commercial from 1982.
I would probably have to put up there Michael McDonald singing Folgers in your cup.
Well, I was gonna say banning Back Home from Hook.
Oh yeah.
Dong-ka-ding, dong-ka-ta-king.
Yep.
All
Dave
great
Grusin.
songs, pieces of music akin to Bob Dylan's "The Times They Are a Changin'."
Yep. Dave Grusin, Mountain Dance. Michael McDonald, Folgers commercial.
Have you heard John Denver Mountain Dancer? I think that's what it's called.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I discovered this new Christmas special.
Mhm.
If you were going to ask me in a lie detector, what's your favorite kind of movie, genre of movie, it would be 80s Christmas specials. I would have to say.
Nice.
So it was it's a Julie Andrews special where it's all in Salzburg. It's called The Sound of Christmas. It's her and John Denver in Salzburg.
Venn
And
diagram of things in there. Are they eating mayonnaise and drinking Diet Coke?
No,
Going to
but
McDonald's?
there is a song called Mountain Dancer, I think it's called, about how he dances with mountains.
Wow.
And it's all skiing. It's all over him skiing and a whole bunch of his friends skiing in like bright 80s teal pink ski outfits on. And it is, I said to Jessica, it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Next year I will send you the link. You can't watch it now because it's January, but next year I'll send you the link too.
Oh, just got
Sound
chill
of
bumps.
Christmas. And you should also watch Sound of Music this year. This is the year, Anthony. This is your assignment. You should watch Sound of Music. It is the mountain movie.
I mean, as I was in Salzburg, I watched clips and I cried on the train from Linz to Salzburg.
At least watch the opening 3 minutes of Sound
I've
of
s-
Music,
I've seen that. I've
where
seen
it's
that.
the pictures of the Alps and
Yeah.
the towns nestled in the valleys. Then she comes up and sings "The Hills Are Alive." That's your assignment, and
Okay.
mostly so that you can watch "The Sound of Christmas," that
Okay.
80s special with John Denver, and not be confused. Just kidding.
Okay.
There's no way you would be confused by this. It's not like it references anything that you wouldn't understand.
Right, but it'll mean more.
It will mean more.
Okay.
Um, okay, here we are on the one word. Uh, so really, I think I might focus a little bit more on my 2024 in review because you'll see when I get to my 2025 word, you didn't steal my thunder, but there's a lot that might feel repetitive if I say
Okay.
all the same things.
Okay.
The word
At the
is
same
different and
time,
the
it's okay to
concept is,
repeat,
yeah, that's
right?
right.
Because that's how we get things through our thick skulls.
That's true. And what is this podcast except for repetition for the
Just
past
saying the
16 years?
same stuff over and over again, but
That's just who
that's
we
how we
are.
grow, dude.
Yep. Okay, so my 2024 word was embrace.
Mm,
And I think I did mention this mid-year. Sometimes I have words that really hit, and sometimes I have words that either don't hit or are very, very difficult. And this was a difficult one.
okay.
So I re-listened to my episode from last year, and there were two things that I wanted to embrace. One was I wanted to embrace my age, and I
Oh
think that
yeah.
went well. We'll get
Hmm.
to that. And the other thing is I wanted to embrace our new lives without kids.
Right.
And that
You and
was,
Jessica,
yeah,
we
yeah,
talked about.
not our, not us. A constant confusion point on this podcast where I say our. And
Yep.
half the time I'm talking about you and me. And the other half I'm not, and it sounds weird.
Yep.
Um, so that was like 100 times harder than embracing my
Mm,
age. And so that
yeah.
was difficult. So let's start with embracing my age. I worked really hard and I think I did pretty well at embracing my age this year and all the things that come with that. So I've been working hard to figuring out my, what do you call it? My leg,
Oh yeah. Your, your leg was hurting.
my bum leg. You call it
Yep.
something else,
Oh,
that
club leg.
club leg, right? So the pain has gone away, but the numbness remains.
Hmm.
So this I'm going on now 18 months of not feeling my upper leg on my right side.
Weird.
And no doctors can quite figure it out. I went to I don't know if I even talked about this. I went to this chiropractor who uh did electric, what is it called when you get the pins
Oh,
put in you?
wait. Acupuncture
Yeah,
or
electric
electrotherapy
acupuncture.
or
So he put
okay.
like these rods, stuck these rods into my legs and then clamped it with these like alligator clips
Uh-huh.
hooked up to this giant battery and just
Whoa. Ugh.
and so there's electricity going through my muscles trying to
Whoa.
stimulate my skin and this kind of stuff. So I've tried a lot of things.
Hmm.
Um, the pain is gone, the numbness is still there, but I've been at least embracing this part of me and trying to figure out what's wrong.
Okay.
Um, I got bifocals. I'm wearing them right
Hmm.
now. Friggin'
Wow.
life changing, bro.
Okay.
If people need bifocals, they should get bifocals. There's no shame. You can't tell.
That's something, yeah. Now they're what not Invisalign.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
What's it
not. That's teeth.
called?
It's something like that. I
Yeah,
can't remember the term.
blended or
Right, but it's not even half and half. There's like a little section that is reading glasses basically,
oh,
and it's
really?
all like I can't think of the word. It's not like a hard line. It's like it eases
Blurred or
in.
blended or
Yeah. And so when I look at my phone, I tilt my head a certain way. I can't see my phone like right now, but right now, clear as day. And
dang.
so you just learn, and then muscle memory teaches you how to adjust the way your head is based on how close something is to you. So incredible.
Okay. Awesome.
Folks, if you need bifocals, get them. If you need glasses, get them. Glasses.
Glasses. Oh yeah, that was a word I thought of as a runner up to was glasses. I
Oh
think this
yeah,
will be the
that's
year,
right.
bro. I think this
This
is
is the
it.
year. My tummy troubles have been a constant issue for me, and I worked hard, and I've discovered that it's mostly at this point now that I've cut out, what have I cut out? Dairy, all sorts of things, right? It
Yep.
was sugar.
Oh, right.
And so I
Yep.
have embraced, even though it's been very difficult, I have embraced the fact that sugar is hard on my stomach.
Mm.
So I've significantly cut out sugar this year.
Oh man, that's a bummer. Shoot, because you have a Christmas or a birthday present coming.
Listen, I still eat a lot of sugar, but at least I've embraced the reason.
Okay, so it doesn't feel good, but you still eat it sometimes.
You're kind of weighing the pros and cons, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um how good does this taste, and is it worth me eating for the suffering that will go on? And usually the answer is yes, it's worth it.
Yeah. But it's better to know thyself and to know like
Yep.
this is gonna hurt.
Yes, and so the Streaks app really helped because I set a processed sugar goal on it and have stuck with it until last month when I was like, nah, it's it's December.
And I don't want to.
But it's January 2nd right now, and so I'm back into it. Um, can I just really quick talk about something that happened last month that got me thinking even deeper about embracing my age, and has to do with the podcast.
Sure.
And it was this feedback that you got from your friend
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
about we make it. I can't remember exactly what this person
He
said.
said you're making 45 the new 65.
Yes. Now, I wouldn't say that that comment threw me, but it did stick with me.
Hmm. Yep.
And I thought, are we doing something wrong?
Okay.
Are we making too big of a deal about this?
Yeah.
And it was an embrace question for me. It ended up being
Got
an
it.
embrace question for me
Yeah.
because I think here's my little theory. I don't know your friend, but I think something is it a he?
Yep.
I think something he might be bucking up against is hearing people actually embrace their age. And that is
Mm,
very rare.
sure.
And so I feel like we have done a lot of work on not ignoring what it feels like to be in our late 40s.
Yeah. I
And
think a lot of yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, I'll just finish the sentence and then you can
Yep.
respond because I think you're probably going to say the same thing. What people are used to is people denying that and trying to embrace an age that they're not.
Mm,
And so that makes us sound like we're old.
yeah. Yep.
And so I'm going to continue to embrace the fact that I am 47 and not everything is working the way it used to.
Right.
And I'm going through obviously things emotionally and mentally that maybe make me sound old. I don't know.
Yeah. Because of age and stage, we're the same-ish age but different stage.
I wonder if that's it also, that because of the empty nesting thing that I'm going through, when you think about an empty nester, you think about a 60-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's not actually the reality. Mostly it's mid 50s, and for me, it's 46.
Yeah.
And so I
I
have to
also
kind of like embrace things quicker about my age so that I can be healthy.
right. I also think that I think there's a denying component. I also think people just don't talk about it
Right. Yeah,
at
I think
all.
that's
Like
what I meant. Yep.
it's sort of like just a non not a non-issue because it's an issue, but it's just like something you just don't really like. It's I don't know. It's just not really talked about very much,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Um,
we talk about it a lot.
we
So like when
so that's it. We are the opposite of not talking about it very
that's,
much.
that's what I mean. And
So I
so
think I get it. I
yeah.
think I get what he was feeling and what he meant, but so it was good for me to think through because it was an embrace issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One thing that I was thinking about was like the marathon versus the half marathon, right? I
Yep.
have embraced the fact that I'm never going to run a marathon again in my
Mm,
life
yep.
because I know the toll it takes on my old body.
Right.
Now, I'm running a half marathon 2 days from when this episode releases, my birthday.
Yep.
That I have embraced as the distance I can do. It's a big, giant goal that is very hard, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And so, me saying I'm never going to do a marathon again is not me being older than I am. It's just embracing what I can do.
Right.
Um, And then this thing about the mountains has been coming up. I don't know. You can cut this if you want to. Actually, I'm editing this up, so
You're
maybe I
editing it.
won't cut it.
Yeah.
This thing happened recently in the past couple months between you and me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Mount Rainier has come up.
Right.
And I did some research on it and I decided I'm never going to do that.
Huh.
And that's me embracing what I know to be what I can push myself to do in this age,
Right.
what I can afford financially,
Right.
what I can, how much time I have in my day,
Yeah.
right? I can't train for a marathon because I don't have the time.
Right. So that's kind of embracing limits, right?
Yeah, yes,
It
that you're right. That's everything that I'm talking about right now is embracing limits, and that's okay.
right.
Um,
So
Now I do think
same thing for the marathon. It's like it's not that
right.
you couldn't do another one. It's time, it's energy, maybe it's age, all the things. But I would think I don't know. Seems like the training and the possibility for injury and stuff is more embracing limits than
Yeah,
age. I
that's
don't
right.
know.
Well, and those two things are connected for me. So
Of
the
course,
reason I
yeah.
thought maybe we cut this because I do think that you don't love this about me when it comes to the mountain climbing stuff.
Right. That's a continued discussion because I think that you think you can't do something that you can when it comes to Rainier. And I
Okay, and
think if we raise some funds,
yeah.
that could attack that.
So
Um,
just so you know, Nation, we disagree on this. I
right.
think that I just can't. I just will never be able to do it. I
Sure.
don't. I'm at a point where I know that, and I think that annoys you about
That
me. Where
that's
you are a
strange.
dreamer, right? You
Right.
love that inspires you, and it doesn't necessarily me.
Right.
So you're
Yep.
right. That's a continued discussion about our relationship. Maybe
Right.
we should go to see a movie and share a popcorn and talk about it afterwards.
Right.
So I think I've done a lot of work embracing my age, embracing our new lives without kids, and this does relate then to my next year word,
Mm,
has been very difficult. Um, More difficult than I thought it would be. People who listen to the podcast have heard that process. A lot of people that have emailed us about my sabbatical have mentioned
mm,
that they are hearing things in my voice that lead them to believe that I need to take a break, a
yeah.
sabbatical, and they're excited about me finding some things in me in by taking a break. We'll get back to that
Yeah.
again, but it has been a lot harder than I thought it would be. Um, we thought Noah was going to be home for the next week, and he just decided I need to go back to Phoenix. So on New Year's Eve, he drives away. And it's fine. He's a 21-year-old man.
Yep.
He can drive away if he wants to drive away.
Right.
But I am now at the stage where parents are, that I know parents are, that they watch their kids drive away every time they drive away and cry. And I'm like, he's been leaving now for 3 years. This isn't even about Jack, which has been my issue this whole year.
Yep.
I just miss my boys. And so when I see Noah driving away in his red Toyota Camry that I got in Oregon, remember?
Yep.
Um, I'm crying. And then I come back inside and I'm mad at myself. Is this going to be
Mm,
my life?
mm,
I'm going to cry every time my kids leave. And maybe I'm too attached to them and all this stuff. And Jessica is also crying and just said, "We are trying to think our way around a feeling right now and it's not working."
mm.
And so here at the very end of the year, New Year's Eve, finally I'm making some progress because of that thing she said. Like maybe it's okay to just embrace the feeling that's hard
Mm.
instead of trying to think my way around it. Um, there was this other moment where I felt like I'm embracing their age healthy, which is I'm a sentimental man.
Ah,
And I don't like being sad, which some people do in the room, but not me.
I like being sad.
But I like sentiment. And so I was out late doing some fundraising or something, and I came home and I drove home and both of their cars were in the driveway.
Mm.
And I was like, this is a new joy that I can embrace
That's
that I couldn't
beautiful.
when they were little kids.
Yep.
We have there are we all of our cars are in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I felt this elation and I said, "Oh, this is a new thing, a new joy I can embrace about having adult kids."
Wow. Isn't
So
that
I
funny how cars are like they make you think of people? Like
yes,
people at
definitely.
work or people friends of yours and you're out on the highway and you see that car and you're like, "Oh, it's so like
Yep.
it becomes part of their
Yeah.
face
Or you
or
see that car they own and you hope you can see them inside of it,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Um so there's something there I'm going to try to dig into about how can I embrace new sentiment and new
Mm,
sentimentality about them being adults.
sure.
Um
Cool.
I just want to mention an email from Chris, who is a girl,
Oh yeah.
Chris
Yep.
the girl, um, emailed about our balcony episode. And she said something that I connected to so hard, Chris, which was that um, she was just talking about her own journey in empty nesting or aging children, and she said that something that she's dealing with is that she didn't get what she was promised.
Mm,
Um, basically by the church. That if you do this, do that, do this, do that, your kids will turn out thusly.
mm,
Talked about
yeah.
this in the empty nest episode. And I just wanted to say, Chris, thank you for writing that. I felt seen. Like no other sentence has made me feel seen.
Right.
Um, that I want to, and this is what's going to lead right into my word. I want to um, separate myself from the pressure to get what was promised to me.
Hmm.
And what that means is everything I thought was going to happen is happens exactly the way it was going to.
Can
I
you say
need
that
to
again, dude?
I need to I'm avoiding
Separate.
saying my word. I'll say my word right now. I need to detach
Mm,
from the desire. Desire maybe isn't strong enough. The expectation that I'm going to get what's mine and what was promised to me because I acted certain ways in my life.
mm,
So my 2025 word is detach, and I want to unpack that a little bit.
okay.
Actually, it's unusual because it's my one word for the first half of the year.
Okay.
I don't know what my word is going to be when I get back from my sabbatical, but detach certainly is. I have a 6 month sabbatical starting in 3 days,
Uh-huh.
2 days, Saturday. And this is Thursday. We're recording this. Um, and I am going to detach in a lot of ways on that sabbatical. It goes for 6 months till July 1st, July 4th. Um, and so there's kind of like this way that I'm thinking about this word, which is I am actually going to be detaching from a lot of things that are normal in my life.
Yeah.
And this is why I think so. Some words that I had written down that you said in the last, right, in the last episode were I'm going to unburden,
Mm.
I'm going to stop carrying so much weight. You didn't say this one, but I'm going to unshackle.
Ooh.
Now, some of the things that I'm entangled in, you said that word too, burdened
Yep.
by, committed to, are not bad.
Right.
We started this conversation in that episode too, right? Like, um, I carry a lot of weight. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me not to spin all this negative right now because of I'm a year past when I should have been taking my sabbatical, right? We get one every 7 years. We're 8 years in.
Right.
And so some of that will probably come out as I talk, but um, a lot of the weights I carry are just because of my job
Yep.
and
Which
because
we
I'm
talked about. Yeah.
responsible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for a lot of adults and I'm responsible for a lot of 18 through 22-year-olds, hundreds
Mm.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I'm called to it.
Yep.
And that's good and not many people can do what I do and I'm called to it. I think I'm gifted in it. Um and so I do it. And after 8 years, it is very, very heavy.
Mm.
I carry a lot of weight on behalf of other people, not just in my ministry, but in relationships that I have and things like that. I just carry a lot of weight. Jessica and I are those kinds of people.
Yep.
The people come to us with a lot of things. And so we have a
Yep.
lot of just stuff on us from the past 8 years. Um, I talked about this on the announcement about the sabbatical that a lot of my life is public and out there, and that can be
Yep.
weighty.
Yeah.
Just the reality of my job, my personality, my relationships. I am excited to detach from those weights for 6 months.
Mm.
Not that they are intrinsically bad, but they are heavy.
Yeah.
And the longer I go without an actual break, the heavier they get. And that's why in my job, we are given a 6 month sabbatical every 7 years.
Yeah. So great. I wish more people got to do that. It's
Definitely.
awesome.
Me too. It's one of my big desires for everyone that they would be able to do this. And sometimes I know, most times I know it's just not a thing. Um,
Yep.
I would say ministry is getting better at this
Yeah.
because it's recognized that it is such an emotionally and mentally heavy and spiritually heavy role.
Sure.
And
And
so
it's
you
biblical,
will,
bro.
and it's biblical. The 7 years thing is biblical. I remember one time you were thinking about seven as your word, that it was just going to be the one number, a very
Right.
Anthony thing. Um, and so I don't even know quite how to unpack that even more because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just looking forward to see what happens in me without being yoked to some very heavy things.
Hmm.
And so that was when I was going to read Matthew 11, 28 through 30. You read it
That's
on the last episode,
nope.
right?
Read it. Read
Like
it, dude.
where Jesus is one of Jesus's primary invitations.
Mm.
It actually starts with "Come to me."
Mm.
Is the way he starts that verse.
Ooh, yeah.
What else is that? That's it, besides an invitation. I suppose it could be a command. It's not though. It's a gentle invitation.
Yeah.
Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden,
Yep.
and I will give you rest. And then he talks about the exchange. He
Yes.
recognizes you have a burden,
Yep.
right? That's what he just did. And he says,
Yep.
instead, take my burden, take my yoke upon you.
Hmm.
And so that is what I'm looking forward to doing for the next 6 months. Um, the other way to think about detach is the Ignatian way,
Okay.
which is we have talked about this briefly on the podcast before, mostly about like we'd never pick this word because it takes too much explanation. We talked about indifference and detachment being kind of like the assumption for good reason is that those are negative adjectives, right? He is detached.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So like in like psychology terms, right? Like
Right.
being detached means you don't care
Right. Or
or
saying she's indifferent as kind
yeah.
of like a rule about a person means that she doesn't care
Yeah.
and that's
Yep.
bad. Um, like the deep spiritual Christianity does this. It takes those words and
Mm.
says and redefines them,
Yeah.
deepens them, I would say. So detachment in the Ignatian, which is an ancient Jesuit way of following Jesus that I've been connecting to over the past 10 years quite a bit, is that a it is a place, speaking of Chris's email, where you are able to take what comes. You've surrendered to life and God so that the outcome of your hopes, your fears, your worries don't matter as much as who you are and who you're loved by.
Mm.
So the fact that my life does not look like I thought it would look when my kids were little right now is
Hmm.
really throwing me
Yeah.
and disrupting my life and disturbing me. When you are when you press into the spiritual discipline of detachment, you say, come what may,
Mm,
I am loved by who I am loved by, and that person never changes.
yeah.
And so I can be content, not content, content
Yep.
in that. And my life is a life of contentment interrupted by periodic moments of elation,
I
which
love
is what
that.
Roger said to me one time.
Yep. I love that one. I've
Thank
actually
you.
been meaning to ask you again what he said. So that's contentment.
He wants to live a life of contentment,
Yep.
interrupted once in a while by periodic moments of elation.
Yeah.
Where I
Yeah.
was like, when he said that, I was like, bro, it's all I want in my life.
It's
Um,
so great.
so even when the outcome isn't the one that I wanted,
Yeah.
can I be content?
Yeah.
Because what I've detached myself from is the unhealthy expectation on myself and other people to kind of toe the line based on what I think life should be. Now,
Mm.
that is a lot harder when it has to do with your kids. That's what I've recognized this past year. Um, and so that's why it's so interesting that detach is such a different word than embrace.
Yeah. That it's are they opposites?
I don't know. Great question. I was
They
asking myself that last night. Are these
Okay.
opposites? I don't think so. I think there is something I want to discover this year about how they work together.
Isn't that interesting? Like it's kind of like how my word was like one was like I want to carry more up a
Mm-hmm.
mountain, but
Yep.
one was I want to travel light.
Mm-hmm.
And so yours is like you want to embrace what's in
Right.
front of you, but you also want to detach from it at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
And we already talked about the limits thing, right? I want to embrace
Uh-huh.
my limits so that I
Yeah.
can live more free. All
Yeah.
this stuff sounds dichotomous, right? It sounds like
Yeah.
it should be opposites, but I don't think embrace and detach in the way that we're talking about it right now are
Yep.
opposites.
Agreed. Agreed. But they
Uh,
on surface level they could be read that way.
yes, exactly. That
Just
one
think
I'm like
about
gripping
uh-huh.
and the other one I'm releasing.
Yeah.
Obviously, embrace is a softer word than grip.
Uh-huh. Yank.
Detach is yank. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to yank anything this year.
Detach.
Less yanking in 2025. Um,
That was
so
like or high
I
school,
know
dude.
that's the high
Oh,
school New Year's resolution. Um,
sorry.
I want to detach from this, I think, immature attitude. And I'm not saying that insultingly. I'm saying it's an attitude I want to mature beyond.
Hmm.
This immature attitude that I will only be happy if I get my way.
Hmm.
And if I think the most difficult thing about this year is if people act the way I want them to act.
Hmm.
People make the choices that I have planned for them to make.
Right.
Then I'll be happy. Then I can embrace my life if things
Mm-hmm.
are going well.
Yep.
But can I embrace the life that I have and detach from that expectation that it will be exactly the way I think it should be?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense to people. It feels that's why I started with like I just simply want to detach from some of the burdens that I have, right, and some of the responsibilities. This detach, the deeper one, feels a little bit harder to grasp.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that you're starting with it literal.
Right, and that always helps me, bro. When I think the one time when I talked to, I can't remember what it was, but I started with weight.
Yeah.
Right, it helps
Right.
me to think about my physical body, honestly.
Yep.
This is what the podcast has been about. We start actually thinking about our physical body, our aging, the way that our bodies respond to that when we did running, and then it's always about something deeper than that.
Yep. So you're going to literally detach.
Mm-hmm.
You're unplugging.
Yep. I was thinking about unplug, but I think detach works better for what I want it to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Unplug is super good. I mean, and I think somebody chose that one actually, and I think that rules.
And I am
Uh,
doing that. I mean,
Yep.
I'm like, I think I told you, I don't know if we're even going to talk in
Right.
February. Like I am trying to separate myself from my phone and my public life so much that I'm going like full monk.
Mm,
We're moving away from
right.
Flagstaff. We are making massive efforts. We might even in this place we're going to, we might even cut the internet.
Mm,
Now that's you can still get data wherever you
y-
are. But you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we're trying to make it a little bit harder.
Yep. Books, more paper, less
Yep.
screens, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting as you guys uh, go into this time of some silence and solitude together,
Yep.
and I'm sure apart every day
Mm-hmm.
as well. What attachments you're gonna find out that you have?
Well, and
Y-
that's why your audit that you were talking about
Mm,
in your episode was hitting me so hard. I think I need to do that. I need to do a burden attachment audit.
dang, dude.
So I'm glad we did it in this order because that's a great idea that I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought of.
So we'll do the attachment burden audit.
Now, and we're not
And
even going to record an episode about it.
I know, but well, I'm sure we will at the end. But
Yeah, that's true.
the thing, but that's another part of your point, though, is that you're not, and you talked about this in the in case you missed it
Uh-huh.
released episode, which was you're not going into this for content.
Yeah. And I think
Um,
actually that's going to be pretty difficult for me to detox from.
yep.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Um, I mean, I remember John Mark Comer talking about a sabbatical,
Mm-hmm.
or no, it was a Dark Night of the Soul,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I am gonna kill it." It's like, show like I'm gonna take notes for my Dark Knight and gonna crush it better than anybody. And he was like, "Nope, it doesn't exactly work like that."
Not at all.
Right.
It actually is the opposite of what needs to happen.
Right, which was the discovery he made also, which was like that was stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
Sabbaticals are weird
uh-huh.
because like a vacation, you're you go into it with a little bit of pressure on yourself. I have
Isn't that
6 months, this better be good.
yeah, yeah. That's so dumb though because right, that's the burnt out and wearied from religion,
Yep.
right? Like
I'm just bringing that in then.
totally, dude.
Yeah. So I am going into this sabbatical. This is our third because we've been on staff for 25 years.
Right.
In a very different place than those other two in that regard. I'm used to it enough to know the first 2 months are gonna be me getting used to this,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And I can that even knowing that takes some of the pressure off of me.
Mm. It's a it's like practicing Sabbath, where
Oh yeah.
it becomes muscle memory. And so it's cool that this is your third sabbatical
Mm-hmm.
because you know that.
Yep.
Man, is there a way I could like somehow I'm like do a little bit of detachment as well? Like, man, are we like symbiotic or something?
E.T. Eliot.
E.T. Eliot. Yep.
Yeah. I would. I mean, there is this deep longing in me that you would be able to do some sort of extended thing like this. I know it just doesn't work because of the
There
way your job is.
there are sabbaticals in the orchestra world.
Are there? I guess I didn't know
Totally.
that. Okay.
There are.
Hmm.
But it's like I don't think you're paid. So that's
Right.
huge.
Yep. Yeah, that
Uh,
is huge.
this is just me talking out of my butt. I think you have to produce something out of it. Well, you don't have to. Actually, I don't think you have to do anything, but I think the idea
Many
is
people
like
do. Yeah.
you're going to come out of this with an album
Yeah.
or
Yep.
with a book published
Yes.
or
And
with
I could have applied for a longer sabbatical if
uh
it was an educational one, if I was going to go to school or if I was going to produce something. But we
interesting.
always choose to do 6 months. It's called a discipleship sabbatical, where
Okay.
mostly you have to submit a list of books you're going to read. You have to have a spiritual director
Okay.
and you have to sign this thing that says you're going to come back for at least a year.
Right. So it's not like a like you burn the house down on the way out, take a nap, relax,
See ya,
detach, and
suckers.
then you'll be like, yes,
Yeah. But I mean, maybe that's a good place to end. I think the Amy's email that I was reading on the toilet said
Yep.
I mean, it's so touching to me, Amy, that you would say this, that you look forward to supporting us while we rest because you get it, that the
Mm,
rest is uh, not for the work, but it enhances the work, right?
yep. Yep.
That I will come back, and I believe this with all my heart, healthier,
Oh yeah.
a better podcaster, a better campus staff,
Yep.
a better dad, a better husband,
Yep.
a better friend. And those are things that I'm looking forward to as I detach. I
Mm,
have no idea what my word is going to be for the second half. I guess my best inclination is that it will stay detached because I won't be done with that.
right.
Right. But I'm going to have to be doing some discerning about my life in the future and re engaging, regrouping.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Mm. Awesome, dude. Well, I'm so proud of you for choosing this word. This is a word we've been beating around the bush for years.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a bold step. I mean, if I was looking back
Mm-hmm.
at our words
Yeah.
as we do every year,
Yep.
and it's just like, I mean, yours were like risk, determination, stretch,
Oh my
solid,
gosh. It was
awaken.
such a guy in his 30s words.
I know, dude. Like I was discipline, dig, momentum. Now, sacrifice, dig, efficient, which are all totally great. But it's like
Totally
it's
great. But
oh
you
for sure.
really see a difference when all of a sudden it's like B. Simplify. Simplify 2.0.
Right, free, light, detach.
To tell you the truth, I love it.
Oh yeah,
I love looking at that progression and seeing the middle, embracing the middle age piece of it.
yeah. It's kind of cool. Like if you were to just take a snapshot of the Gomers from just the one words,
Yeah,
that you could see life unfolding.
I
Uh,
couldn't agree more. You can see it.
mm,
What a cool thing.
mm.
All right, let's read a couple more from the nation and close up.
Okay.
Surprised it didn't make a noise at me.
Ugh.
You have been going okay when I cut things off lately on the podcast.
Dude, but that time on your episode when it was like I just went like ugh.
It was like a mad noise. It's like okay, let's move on. All right,
All right, let's clap. Sorry. One, two, three, clap.
clap. One, two, three, clap.
Clap.
Here we are in the home stretch. Our last 10 minutes of recording before our hiatus.
This is it. Hey, dude, also, I mean, if we get to that point
Mm.
where you're like May and you're like, dude, I need to be sabbaticaling until whenever. I don't know. I don't know.
We'll let people know. Um,
Totally.
that has crossed my mind. Um,
Just
just
like
give us some
stay till
grace,
July.
nation. Yeah,
I don't know.
we don't quite know what this is, but I think you just batten down the hatches
Mm.
for months without us. And like I said, patreon.com/2gomers is a great place to go if you're looking for content.
Hundreds of episodes.
Hundreds of episodes. I'll name some at the end, and you won't be able to keep yourself from going to patreon.com when you hear the titles of these eps. All right. We wanted to read some more of the Gomer Nation one words. One thing that I like is some people just say the word.
They just say the word.
And so I thought maybe we could just read some because they get my mind going. So like Cedric said, new.
Mm,
I love that.
I love that one too. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Eddie said reclaim.
Yeah, I mean, that one really got my mind going. What could that
Dang.
be?
Yep. Kit sent us repurpose.
Yep, it's these rewords.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Like I want to know because of these just word of it.
Yep.
You want to know more about that? Like, can I listen to an episode about that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that idea of something that was old that's going to be repurposed
Yep.
in in a positive way, or
It's like your
not.
your pan, your
Oh yeah, my cast iron pan. It was
yeah,
once a rain catcher,
a
and
rusty
then it
bit of
got
took.
rusty bit of took, and then it got repurposed as a pan that we love almost every day.
Repurpose could also be it goes back to its original purpose.
Yep. Or
Yeah.
yeah, or like we repurposed some railroad ties and made a uh a flower bed out of it,
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
you know.
Yep.
I'm talking about when I was like in middle school. We did that. My dad
Oh,
did that.
okay. Remember in like the 90s, churches would get those like pallets, and it was all about pallets
Pallets.
as like the background on the stage, just like
Yep,
pallets,
totally. Repurposed.
repurposed pallets.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not 90s. That's probably the 2010s actually.
Yeah, and like rugs and candles and stuff.
Yeah, once Dave Matthews started having those rugs,
Yep.
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Everybody got their own rug.
Yep. I mean, looking back on it, we had those for DB and
Of
they were not
course,
good looking rugs.
the jankiest rugs.
Like that sort of pink and green one from grandma. Like it wasn't a cool vintage Persian rug.
Still, what a look it was. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's a blank stage. You've got Dave Matthews front and center on his own Persian rug,
Yeah, that rules.
and then
Might as well.
everybody who had a band did that
Yep. Oh yeah.
repurpose. Um, Kevin, breakthrough all caps and an exclamation point.
Yep.
Um, Bridget, simplicity. I mean, these are right up our alley.
Well, speaking of right up our alley, dude, Jessica said, my word for 2025 is slow living.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that's two words, but she did put a hyphen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that
Slow
worked.
dash living.
I mean, should I have said travel dash light?
I wouldn't have had any problem with travel light.
Mm,
Two words. I
maybe
don't think
I.
we've ever done two words though. That would have been a big swing.
I know that's why I said light, but
I like light, but travel light, I just so you know, I wouldn't have bucked up against it. I would have said you
well,
can do whatever you
maybe I'll
want.
go back and edit that in then, dude.
Okay, maybe we'll. Um, I wanted to end with Jenny's because I felt like it hit both of us.
Yeah.
I'm going for peace this year, she said.
Mm,
I hope to make peace with my oldest becoming an adult. Hello.
mm-hmm.
Make peace with being a little less busy. Hello.
Mm,
And then I thought you'd like this and enjoy more peace and quiet in each day.
mm.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom. That's right.
Yeah. Peace, man. Peace, be
Peace.
still.
Nation, we love hearing your one words. It's not too late. We have those posts up on Facebook and Instagram. You can always comment your one word and join the conversation. Here we go. Final thank yous for a while. Thank you to Davis for our music. Thank you to Jason and Eric for our graphics. Thank you to Adam, our webmaster. Thank you to Lindsay, our social media maestro. Oh, I forgot to tell you how to contact us.
Oh,
Instagram
right.
is the best place. Patreon.com/2gomers. I'll say that in just a second. Call us on the Gomer phone. That number is
608 622 7669. That's 608 NBA Pony.
this is a great time to rate, review, and subscribe or follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to right now. Thank you especially to our Gomertrons. You subscribe and will continue to subscribe. Thank you very much to our second podcast, The Bonus Disc on Patreon. Not only home to our monthly movie show, Perfect Movie, where we just covered Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, but extra episodes like, here's a list of some episodes we did in 2024. Perfect Movie Theater Experience.
Mm.
Perfect Movie Santa, which I really wanted to go back and maybe I still will rename it to Perfect Movie President 2 : Perfect Movie Santa.
Love that.
Maybe I'll do that. Kitchen Appliance Royal Rumble Lightweight Edition.
Mm. Ridiculously fun.
Fast Food Burger Brawl.
Mm.
Surprise winner to that one.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, because it was so friggin' hot and good.
Yep. So tasty in that amazing wax paper wrapper.
BK's back. That's all I got to say. And then my favorite episode from last year, Perfect cracker 2, perfect chip. Why wouldn't you pay any amount of money monthly to listen or re-listen to these amazing episodes? That is up to 4 episodes per month, depending on the level at which you subscribe, starting again whenever we decide to.
Yep.
June.
Yep.
All that and more is at patreon.com/2gomers. We welcome your support and we thank you.
Wow, dude. Praying for this sabbatical. Not even going to talk to you. So happy early birthday.
Thank you.
And let us know how it's going.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry, I'm not gonna like ignore you if you text me.
Right.
But it might be, and I certainly won't be on Instagram. You post a lot of things to my you
Right, I
DM
just
me a
send you-
lot with Instagram stuff.
Send you stuff that's funny.
I never respond.
That's okay,
I
dude.
certainly will not for the next 6 months or so. I need to detach from that.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Can I just say before this is done, I just want to thank you, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I love podcasting with you. I look
Me
forward
too.
to, like, you texted me earlier this year, to just being friends and not having to talk about the podcast every time we talk.
I love that. Thank you, dude.
Hey, no problem.
Been a fun ride, and can't wait to hear how these next months go, man. I know it's
Yeah.
going to be awesome and life-giving and rejuvenating and all the things, man.
Nation, be free, detach, travel light. That's what I want our closing advice to be, right?
Amen, dude. Yep.
We carry too much.
We
And
do.
I'm not just talking about responsibilities. I'm talking about the things that you listed, the burdens, the entanglements that can turn into bitterness and resentment and anger.
Yep.
You're not meant to carry that. It's too heavy. I always think about the opening scene, which I've only seen once in my life, of Saving Private Ryan, because I can't watch that movie again. I saw it in the theater. I'll never watch it again. Too hard. When those guys jump out of the boats and they have backpacks on and they just sink
Yep.
to the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
That's not what you're meant to do.
Mm-mm.
Take off that rucksack.
Yep. Totally, dude. Lay down those burdens.
Yep.
Lay down those idols.
From what is unhealthy. Travel light. Be free. All right, dude.
Wow.
Great app.
Super fun, man. And remember, everybody, if we can lay down these burdens and find rest, even when we're busy, even when we have lots of stuff to do, you can too.
And happy running. Sweet.
Sweet, dude. All right, let's clap.
Oh, yeah.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. Awesome. Let's stop that. 1, 2, 3, stop. Wow.
Great.
In the can, dude.
Get that bounced. I'm always so nervous on those apps that they're not gonna
I know.
There's no way we could replicate it.
Nope.
You know?
Totally.
All right, dude. I gotta go.
Yep. Me too. We got to go do an orthodontist appointment.
Okay. All right. Well, say hi to the girls for me.
I will. Let's definitely chat on the phone one more time before you leave.
Yes, for sure.
Swaggy.
All right. Thanks, dude.
Totally. Super fun. Send me those and we'll get her done and then we can.
Well, no, you send me.
Yeah.
You send me Steven, and I'll send you Anthony. Okay, great.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay, dude.
Bye.
Bye.